Welcome to episode 91 of the Drag Driver Pete Show, presented by Summit Racing. Tonight, we're kicking off our pre-PRI show 2024 content. We've got Tommy, we've got Kevin, we've got Alec from Summit Racing on. This is going to be great. We're going to have a lot of fun with them. So we're going to talk about like some tips. We're going to talk about newbie stuff. We're going to find out what they're excited about for PRI, and then we're probably going to see maybe who their celebrity crush is and who they hope to meet while we're there. So, Mr. Eric, will you hit that intro video and get this thing going?
Yeah, let's do it.
We're gonna pack things up and hit the road, try to make it the next day.
All right, guys. Like I said, welcome to episode 91 of the Drag Driver Pete Show, presented by Summit Racing. My name is Mike Narks. I am the host of this episode that you're watching now, which is the show, which is live on Wednesday nights, 2-hour episode here. And on Saturday mornings, we do the news, which is an hour long, just a hard hitting, man. We just hammer through drag and drive content. And also, as you can see behind me, we're going to be at PRI. So I'll be hosting the Drag and Drive Awards, also presented by Summit Racing. Y'all, next week. This is exciting. And my right hand man, Mr. Eric White, please introduce yourself. Tell them what you got going on, dude.
I am Eric White. I am the co-host of both the show and the news. Right-hand man pretty much means anything drag driver Pete related. I've got a hand in the circuit, uh, artwork, photos. We just did
Yeah.
5,000 photos for Drag Week. So pretty
You
much,
did 5,000 photos for Drag
yeah,
Week.
yeah.
So get it
So
twisted. You did that and all the editing, posting, and everything. You're an animal.
yeah. So pretty much anything that needs to be done, I am here to help with.
Yep.
So let's jump into it, and we always got to start the show by thanking you guys, our race car friends. Already a bunch of people in here making comments. Again, you guys keep us going week in and week out doing this. And of course, we can't do this without our sponsors, Summit Racing. See the new hat here, Summit
Mm-hmm.
Racing. Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Car Chains 3D, WAF Racing, Performabuilt Transmissions, J-Wire Solutions, Howard's Cam, Sweet Patina, PowerTube TV, and Racing Junk.
Man, I'm telling you, that's a huge list. And I have a feeling that it's going to grow. Got a couple meetings at PRI. I'm excited to spread the word about the Drag and Drive lifestyle that's out there. Well, guys, you know the deal. Summit Racing started as a one-man operation and is now the world's largest and baddest. Just, I mean, awesome car part, retailer. They have 4 facilities. They have 200 plus catalog editions they've sent out. They feel your passion, they save you money, they deliver fast, and offer top notch customer service for more than 1,500 brands. Make sure to download the Summit Racing mobile app for easy access to speed parts. You can find them on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. You can also find the On All Cylinders podcast, which is one of my favorite podcasts. And if you kind of like, obviously things like this right here that you're watching, but they dive into everything automotive, so it's kind of cool. And then from humble origins to the social media lane, Summit Racing stands by your need for speed. You can find everything on summitracing.com. And Mr. Eric White, you were kind of hinting at some nerdy stuff you had done. So let's talk about that for just a minute.
Yeah, typically you are the stat guy getting all nerdy with that. Well, listen, I uploaded all of the drag week photos, and I don't know what the number was, but we uploaded a lot.
Yeah.
So I got thinking, how many cars did I actually get a photo of? Now, I wasn't going to go back and look, but I couldn't help myself because I needed to know. All right. So 349 cars are what was on the list that I got from the day 5 results.
Mm-hmm.
Of 349 cars, there was a photo that I could see the car number on to understand who that was. 338 photos.
Bro, that's insane. Who
90
else is taking? Give us the percentage.
97%. 97%. So, but I
Crazy.
didn't stop there, okay?
Oh, I love it.
There's 11 cars that didn't get a photo, right? 6 of those only made a pass on day 1 and didn't complete the event.
Wow.
So 5 cars that completed the week is what I didn't get a photo of.
Oh my gosh, dude. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. So I
Listen.
broke it down even farther because I know
Oh,
you
man.
like stats, right?
Yes, go to where it's like just obnoxious.
So after day 1, 249 cars had a picture taken after day 1.
Oh my gosh, dude.
After day 2, it was 284. Day 3, 304. Day 4, 314. And then the final day, 338.
Man, okay, so let's talk about that for a second because this is really important for folks that are out there to understand like how monumental this is. I don't know if anybody's ever done, I mean, obviously, I don't know if anybody's ever done that kind of math on who they got, obviously, but to have that and post it and have that many available for people that are out there as a memorial of some kind. To I know you got to dig through 4,000 photos that Eric took and posted, but if you were a racer and you didn't see your car in those photos, dude, this many people.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's cool.
So if anybody didn't see their car, I suggest
Look
going back
again.
through and checking because I know day 3, 4 is when I started really going through and tagging people. So for
Mhm.
those that don't know, my process was upload photos, go to that results sheet, find your car number and your name, and then see if you were on Facebook, add you as a friend, and tag you in the photo. So we're talking like 200 photo drops at a time. This is what I
Dude,
was doing. So there
yeah.
are days 0, 1, 2, maybe some of 3 where I wasn't doing that. So if you didn't get tagged, that does not mean there wasn't a photo of your vehicle.
Wow, that's impressive, dude. That's the kind of stuff I love, man. That's some nerdy shit right there.
I figured you would like it, and it's all on a little note card here right in front of me.
What's really cool about that for folks that people need to understand is like that never happens. People rarely get pictures of nearly every car that's out there. So that is super, super cool, man. It
Yeah,
makes you want to go back through them and see who wasn't tagged and tag them.
yeah, and you got to figure, like, if I was gonna break it down by class even and say like I got 8 of 8, and I didn't get that far down, but you're talking your A and B run groups, right? Those are the cars that usually get the attention, but
Yep.
338 out of 349 means C and D run, like there's photos of your cars out there.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah. And good photos.
yeah. And if you look at the Finnegan video, you can spot me on the platform in day 4. There is
Yeah.
no other photographer down there by me. Like, so,
Yeah.
and how much did you and I see each other when I was taking photos? Like, we were
Dude.
different places the whole day. So,
Yeah. I mean, there were times where we didn't see each other for hours. You know,
yeah.
'cause we were both running, doing other stuff, videos. I was at the starting line. You're at the finish line getting parachute shots and into the track shots, man, which came out great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Well, dude, let's do this. Let's bring in Tommy and the team. Again, we got we'll we'll introduce you. Hey, just drop that on you real quick. You're coming in right now.
Had to wake them up.
Yeah. So with us right now is Tommy Dupree in the middle there. We got Kevin Jordan and Alec, who you guys all know if you've been to an event and the huge white Summit truck has been there. Generally, one of these three guys have been there. Has there been anybody else that's worked at Drag and Drive this year?
Not this year.
No.
John, another guy within my department, he did Drag Week last year, and we did Sick Week a couple of years ago together. So
Nice.
he's got a few under his belt.
But
Yeah.
it's
But
mostly us.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not nearly as cool as these guys. I'm talking to you, John Horner, right? His last name, John Horner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll see him at PRI, but guys, if you'll do us a favor, kind of introduce yourselves and tell us kind of what you do within Summit Racing.
Well, first I got to say hi to my son, Justin. He just tagged me in that. So, hey, buddy, it's almost time for bed. So I'm Tommy Dupree. I'm in the motorsports department. Anytime you see the brand at any sporting event, sponsorships, track signage, different race programs, drag and drive, repeat, stuff like that. That's what my department does.
I'm Alec in-house. I work in our tech data management department. So basically, anytime you click product on the web page, you see all the data displayed there. That's what we're doing. We're figuring out where that part lives, best way to display it so you can find it easy, get the best information on it, see what's relevant. We handle all that.
Oh man, I can't imagine the spreadsheets you guys go through.
Pretty big.
Yeah.
I'm Kevin Jordan. I also work tech data management with Alec. Kind of do basically the same thing. Kind of look over, issues on the website, anything that we need to correct, work that part of it, and also help add new product as it becomes available.
So both these guys have a history with sales through Summit. So that's kind of how they got drug into this. And, they're also willing to be away from family and kids if they have those and hit the road with us for numerous events throughout the year. And especially these are my go-to guys for the drag and drive stuff. I can
That's
put
awesome.
them in the truck, not have to worry about it. As much as I like to go work the events, I like to compete even more. So when we're doing one of them, these are the guys in the truck.
That's awesome.
Well, I gotta say, I ordered parts on Sunday, and they showed up on my doorstep today. So you guys knock it out with shipping.
Well, they do a really good job here, and they work hard to get stuff in and out the door, especially going to this time of year, the silly season where people are starting to renew stuff. And if you're thinking about doing something new or want to upgrade something, you better get on the ball now, because when Christmas time hits, that's when manufacturers typically slow down a little bit, may not have what you need. We want to make sure you get everything you need in a timely manner. So don't drag your feet doing this.
Well, and I saw today, I think SICK posted it that there's 53 days until SICK week. So if you're still working on your car and ordering parts, you better get to it right now.
We're ready to drive to Florida, or well, actually South Georgia. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm ready. Well, let's talk about, let's back up 2024 events. Where did you guys go? What did you attend? All that stuff.
Well, we do as a company, we do over 50 events a year. So that's why we can't be at all, as much as the three of us and two other guys, which you know very well, Jim and Chris. As much as we'd like to be at all of them, we can't. We kind of got to spread the love. But drag and drive wise, we only SICK week. Yep, and then we did drag week. That was the only two drag and drives we actually made it to this year.
Yeah.
But we
did autocross week.
Yeah,
So,
Summit has something similar to a drag and drive, but it's autocross and drive. So we actually did that as well. That's one of our, I won't say in-house events, but that's one of our events.
Yeah, that's an event that I really want to attend. I think that would be fun, but I'm really nervous to take on a new hobby. I think that's what would happen.
Well, Alec is very good at it. That's kind of his forte, actually. But I get out there and all I see is a sea of cones, and I don't know where the hell to go.
Yeah,
Been there.
My brain is not working fast enough to say, "Oh, that was a direction, not just a cone down."
Right.
Yep, you gotta memorize those layouts, and I've done some low speed autocross here in town, and I'll get turned around real easy, and then I get frustrated, and I'm like, I don't want to do this no more.
So events wise, we do a number of drag racing events. We do like autocross stuff, some road race stuff. We do car shows. We do a ton of car shows. We typically start with SICK week and Barrett Jackson. So while the winter's terrible here in Ohio, we head west and south to get the trucks out and actually go out and see our customers and have a good time with them. But then we just kind of, part of what I do is planning the schedule and the routes for the trucks. And with everything going on now, that's becoming more and more challenging to do as well, to try to touch everything. So, but
Yeah.
we're working on making that better, which, part of that. So,
Which,
So what
go ahead. Sorry.
what events were new for you guys or new for Summit in 24?
the standout for us, nothing. It was an awesome event, but nothing racing related. We actually did Triple Crown this year, which was at Nashville Super Speedway, and that's a Bobby Alloway event, which is a world famous car builder. He put this event together, and it was like the best of the car builders. There was not a car there, probably less than $250,000. And if you're a car guy and just like seeing cool stuff, and there was no right or wrong way to do it. There was some import stuff. There was your classic hot rods. There was a ton of stuff that was there. It was very impressive, very impressive. That one stands out to me the most, I guess, as far as new events.
Right. And then you guys, World Cup was new for you this year, right?
No, second year doing World Cup. That one, the Miller family does a great job with that. We tried for 5 or 6 years to get into that, and they actually have a waiting list. We started that last year, and that's a huge event. A lot of drag and drive guys do this event. Brett LaSala, there are a ton of fast street cars are there. 13 different countries represented this year. I don't think there was anybody left in Puerto Rico this year because they were all there.
They were all at World Cup.
The event is so good for us and the international side of it. I actually flew a guy in from one of our other locations that speaks fluent Puerto Rican. He is Puerto Rican, and he was a game changer for us. So the language barrier was quite a lot for that event, but it's awesome. We sold parts to people from France, Germany, Malta. Yeah, Malta is a tiny little island, but they have an awesome. We had to look it up. I said, where are they drag racing at? Malta has an awesome drag strip.
It's about the third the length of the country, but
yeah, yeah. I don't think the island's maybe 20 by 10. It's
wow.
It's very small, but
that's all they got to do.
Yeah, and weather's good there apparently. So, but no, that's a really cool event. I encourage anybody that likes fast street car stuff. You got to like the imports too, because they pair them up. They have a very good parity scenario, and they'll run domestic stuff against import stuff as long as they can until they get down to where they have to run one against the other. So,
Wow.
But it's an awesome event.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, man. That's an event that's on my list for sure. Well,
I think
what
the
about
slowest
some?
car there was in the 8s this year. So
Yeah.
there was.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
unbelievably
Yeah, and
fast.
I think you have to submit time slips and everything to even be.
You do. You have to submit a
allowed to
time
race.
slip. Before you're allowed to. In fact, Cletus had to do that with the new car. He had to.
He was testing the day before, wasn't he?
Yeah, in Bradenton, he
Yeah.
had to go out and make some laps and get his time slip turned in. And then before he could even load the car up to head to Maryland. So.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Well, what are some fun car stories from the year, like of cars that you guys competed in? Not just because we're going to talk about the what I'm dubbing the Summit saves the day or something. I don't know what we're going to call that, but let's talk about some cars you guys raced.
Man, get that hideous thing off.
Come on, look at that decal in the front. Boy, that adds horsepower and speed.
It looked nicer if it would put on straight. but-
Yeah, you think
It looks good from here.
Hey, did you have
think
intern
intern-
Chris?
intern Chris's fault for that. Yes. Yeah. Oh, we can do this. So no,
I cut that hood apart in the parking lot. Nice straighter line.
yeah,
We couldn't even get the sticker on straight.
we didn't even have windshield wipers on that until day -0.
Travel day.
Yeah, and we had to take the hood off and cut it apart to make the wipers fit. So, no, my gosh, so many cool cars, and I'm going to kind of keep it to the drag and drive stuff. But so many cool cars are coming out of the woodworks for this stuff. That things I wouldn't have ever dreamed. When I first started watching and going to some of the drag and drives, my first one was at Norwalk, and that had to have been, I don't know, 16 or something like that.
Yeah, probably.
And the innovation these people have, back then, an 8-second car was fast, and it still is a fast car.
Yeah.
But some of the ways some of these people are coming up with being innovative and the new. There's so much new and better equipment now that I won't say it's easier, but it's more obtainable. You know,
Yeah.
I'm going to let these guys pick up. What was your favorite car out of?
I don't really think I have a specific car. My favorite thing about the Drag and Drive is when you see like Big Tire Pro Mod or anything Big Tire put their street tires on, and the only thing they can get to fit are like super swampers.
Yeah.
So you just see like a full tube chassis
Yeah.
car with the knobbiest mud tires you can imagine, just humming down the
Some
road.
44-inch Dick
Yeah.
C-Packs going down the road.
Just
Yeah.
the funniest thing you can imagine. And if you
Well,
don't know
and-
what's going on, just a passerby on the freeway, that's got to leave you.
And it looks so goofy because they're this wide and
Yep.
super cool. So like the back of that car just looks like it's just hovering. I think the reason they do that's because I don't think
That's the only thing that can fit.
well
that's
and
the height
drag
of the
tires. I don't think drag tires in that size will balance or something like that. I think that like there's
Not,
only a few
yeah,
tires
not for
that
any
size.
extended period of time. Yeah, and any drag tire you're going to get that tall is going to be a bias ply, basically. So which is not a good thing. But
And any kind of elements on the road or anything, you don't want. You don't
Yeah.
want a full slick.
No, not at all. And let's be honest, mud tires really give you the best burnout smoke. So
and
Yeah.
Brandon made a good point. They're probably losing a few points gear ratio wise by running a tire that tall too. That definitely helps.
oh yeah, that's for sure. Kevin,
Of
what
course,
about you,
I
man?
like the boat, of course.
Yeah.
The boat at drag. That was a little bit beyond different.
I appreciate the trailer behind
Right,
it too. The jet ski trailer. That was
that was
perfect.
fantastic. I also like that the sleeper 4-door Chevy too. It was like a 63-4 maybe. That
66, 66. The one
No,
that barely got the wall with the Pro Charged LS in it.
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was
a sleeper out there.
that
It's
was
incredible
awesome.
what you guys are getting.
yeah, and that car's an 8-second car, and
It
it
is.
drives it everywhere.
Yeah.
And they did a really good job on the cage on that car. It's
Mhm.
very, very hidden. Like if you're in a parking lot at a car show, you walk right past that car, which I love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At 100%. Till you walk around and see the parachute mount, but
Right.
Yeah. Oh, hey, huh, that's weird.
Yeah.
Why are they carrying that?
All right. Well, Mike kind of hit on it, the Summit Saves. So, what are some racers that you guys helped out this year? Parts that you had to keep people racing, stuff like that.
well, I'm going to turn it over to these guys, but I'm going to say something about this picture here. If you haven't watched my buddy Mike's 4-hour marathon of a movie, it's awesome. It broke it up in 2 parts, and I actually screenshotted this picture. They broke a toggle switch at, I think it was first day. Yeah. And he stepped out of the car and said, I wonder if Summit's got something like that. And then they beelined over, walked up to Alec, very impromptu, and Alec sold him the switch, and which I thought that was a very cool thing to see in this movie, and we greatly appreciate that. But I couldn't tell you how many these guys have a better account for how many people they actually helped finish the event, and that's why we initially started this. We want to make some money at it. Obviously, we got expenses to cover, but as being a competitor the first year, and I saw what opportunities were out there to keep people going, it's a feel good thing for us.
Absolutely.
Keep the customer on the road and let them finish, because that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Anything come to mind specifically for
Yeah,
you guys?
yeah. When these guys come over broke, that's obviously our goal to get them back on the road. If we can get them on the road, it's a win for them. Definitely a win for us. One instance that comes to mind, a guy came over and actually he lost his chute, tore it up. We actually had a pro stock parachute on the truck and was able to sell it to him right there on the spot. It was,
Wow.
definitely a surprise.
You can thank John Horner for that. That came from one of the Pro Mod events.
That was
So.
my favorite. Yeah.
Like this looks like a parachute, I think, right here. Grab that.
Yeah, no, we've gotten better. Every single event, we kind of keep track of stuff that we don't have, because unfortunately we can't carry everything. We've gotten really good at carrying probably, I'd say, at least 80% of what people need. But no, we've kept track. We improve our inventory, and it's definitely. I wouldn't be surprised if we've helped keep over 100 racers an event actually in competition.
That's a big thing for us, is writing down the lost sales. Like, crap, why didn't we have that?
Like, now we should have that.
We should
So,
have that.
Yep. stock it for next year.
Alec and I were talking today as we were working on the new truck, and to get to the level that we're actually at with the parts coverage, we never intended it to be like this. We were actually a marketing department that got into sales, I guess.
Mhm.
And the parts offering we had was a quarter of what we did, and now in the last, this is our fourth year going into this, I guess. It's definitely been a learning curve, but
Mhm.
we definitely pushed a lot of new stuff, new ideas, and we're trying to add stuff all the time.
Well, so that immediately makes me think, like, if you ship a part, do you to the next track, because like you don't have it. If you see that kind of repeating, do you guys add that to the list? Like, oh shoot, there were, this event had 3
Absolutely.
axles
Yeah,
for
and-
8/8 or something like that.
And it doesn't even have to be something to that extent. If it's something that's just like
Yeah. It's like, why didn't
we
think of
have
Yeah.
that? It
Yeah.
gets added. But yeah, if there's repeat offenders as far as parts wise, yes. Especially at a drag and drive and any sporting event that's got has wheels. The biggest day for us is day 0, tech day.
Yep.
Especially sick week, because people come out for the first time. Their belts might be out of
expired.
date. They don't have the right jacket. Their helmet's out not good enough. They don't have a head and neck restraint. At World Cup, it was, and I'm not going to name the class because I was totally shocked how many there was, but no window nets.
Yeah, window nets.
We shipped every window net that we had in Ohio to Maryland and got rid of them.
Yeah.
Because-
it was probably over three dozen nets.
Yeah, I was dumbfounded, but day 0 for us is typically the busiest day because everybody's forgotten everything. When we were at sick week this year, and I'm going to give props to my buddy John Sears. He is really, and Rick Dodge, those guys are keeping all you guys and me safe. And, they do a fantastic job with that. And there was so many guys that needed helmets. We had over a dozen helmets that we took. And finally, when the last one was gone, I had jokingly went over to John. I said, if a guy comes in with a 13-second car and has a mop bucket, you better pass him because I'm out of helmets.
I ain't got no more.
Yeah, I could have one tomorrow, but I am out off the truck. So no, those guys do a fantastic job. And then through attrition, you kind of learn a lot of LS, valve train stuff.
Fittings.
Tons
and
of
hose.
fittings.
Yeah, fittings, hose,
Yeah,
and spark plugs.
spark plugs. We have a very good offering of all that from -3 to -20 fittings. Spark plugs to fit pretty much anything. Even Jeff Kurzik's weird Coyote motor, I got some special plugs just for him one time. But we try to have all our bases covered as best we can. Even off the wall brake stuff. We have Willwood. We have strange.
The strange pads. I've gone through several sets of the strange pads.
Yeah, just a little bit of everything.
And cooling
That's
fans.
awesome.
That was a big thing for the Dragon Drive. The cooling fans.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of times those guys, they're testing that car, but they may be driving it at home and it's 60 degrees like it was here today. They get down there and it's 85 and there's traffic,
Well, absolutely, and that's a very good point. That actually happened to part of our struggles at Drag Week this year. When we tested, it was plenty cool, and motor never got to a certain temperature, and then when it got hot down there, the motor surpassed that temperature and pulled in a fail safe, and it took us 3 days. And thank God to our friends at Big 3 and Chuck Stefanski helped us find what the problem was. So, no, absolutely.
Well, first, and I'm sure you guys at Summit will agree, Mike, we don't want to hear about your 60-degree weather days because
No.
it's like 20s.
Yeah. I
It's-
played basketball in shorts today.
It's snowing its tail off outside the door in front of me right now. So,
This is a cool comment here. Bob Grubber saying at Sick Week 24, the connector on his MSD grid took a crap, wouldn't connect to the laptop. Summit had one back in business. Thank you.
yep, I absolutely remember that. Yep, you're welcome, Bob.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I think that's really one that's why I think having the truck at these events is one of the best things that could happen. Two, I mean, it's a rolling billboard, let's be honest. But to be able to meet somebody, you know, because a lot of guys that are ordering parts. I mean, Eric, did you talk to somebody the other day when you ordered your intake, or did you just go on Summit, you found it, and you ordered it?
Yep,
You know,
that's all I did.
yeah, so it gives them an opportunity to really meet somebody that truly is there. You know, the guys that come to the events aren't hired help that are just there for an event. You know, they're legit Summit employees that
Absolutely.
are doing
And,
stuff all
you
the time.
know, having customers all over the country and only having 4 retail locations around the country, we might be the only Summit employee that these guys ever come in contact
Yeah.
with, have a face to face. And that means a lot to us. You know, that's why we want to make a good impression no matter what.
Yeah.
Here's another one from Bob Rupel. They saved my bacon at Indy by having a starter for my big block. We
Yep.
made our only pass just before 2 p.m.
Awesome.
Like
Very
those,
cool.
like seeing those comments have to make you guys happy to see. You know, this is exactly what we talked about. Like, how many people have you guys saved? And you know, these guys are chiming in with those scenarios.
Well, we greatly appreciate you guys, and we're going to keep doing it.
Absolutely.
Do you want to lead that into what we talked about before, or do we want to stay on your? Well, let's go ahead and talk about what we were going to talk about. Maybe a new truck being added to the fleet, because
Yeah,
it goes right along with what you're talking about.
It's really no big secret. We alluded to it at a few different events, but this has become so outrageous for us, not just with the drag and drive, but other events that we can actually have parts at. And we didn't start doing this until with the trucks. This is our 4th year, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, and actually having parts on site, on hand, and it has been so successful. And it again, it's a feel good thing for our company and our customers. We have added another, what we call our parts coach, and it is bigger. Alec and I spent some time with it today.
Yep.
And he kind of designed a racking system for it that's going to help us be more organized. We made a lot of mistakes with the first one. I mean, it was functional. We had way too many parts and way too few bins. And this new system is going to be fantastic. But yeah, we added a new truck, and it's a beast.
It is.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're very excited about that. And if you guys or whoever's going to race the 6th week, you will see it there. It's going to be its maiden voyage. So
That's really cool, and I'm excited that because listen, toter homes are expensive. They're real expensive. I've been looking.
Yeah.
They're real expensive, and
Yeah.
so for you guys to make that investment, that says a lot about what Summit sees in the car community. And so, now we talked about 50 events last year, and in the years past, I mean, dang, now is it like 70, 75, or is it actually going to give some people some time to be able to do their regular job instead of driving?
No. Because right now you're saying 70 events. Jim Greenleaf is at home watching this having a stroke. So no. No, he and I have made a pact to keep it manageable, and we're at max capacity right now, but it's going to afford us the opportunity to do other events where we were landlocked, I guess, not be able to get a truck from point A to point B. So it's probably always going to be around that number of events that we can manage safely and without killing each other. But that's the goal. But it's going to offer the opportunity for us to do more week-long style events like the drag and drives, the autocross, or we did Power Tour this year.
Yeah.
Greenleaf,
No.
So it just makes it easier on us, and we can be able to be in front of more racers. We're not doing as many events probably we're really close in 25, but they're better events. Some come and go. That's just through attrition. You've been someplace for a while. Sometimes it's good to have them go, where's Summit? Let them miss you, and then find you someplace else. But no, it does give us the opportunity to do more race support related events, which is what we had in mind with these 2 trucks. So.
Well, and you can position that second truck and not be, Ohio to Texas is 2 days easy in something as I would think. And so you could almost position it in another spot of the country and kind of, now you're not putting 300,000 miles on one truck a year. You're putting 300,000 on 2 trucks.
Right. Yeah. And, as far as making it logistically friendly for us. I myself within our company was the only guy that had enough license to drive our semi. We had 2 semis on the road. One is contracted and one we actually own. And it just, I can turn these guys loose with the coaches, and there's a lot less DOT restrictions on it. You're not required to have the license that you do to drive a full-blown semi up and down the road. So it just makes it easier on us to operate and be more efficient on the road. And it's actually keeping Summit employees within our group and not hiring an outside driver. While I've rarely had a bad experience with one, we like to have our folks do everything, and it just makes that easier for us.
Yeah.
But I will say real quick, anybody needs a first class X Pro Stock trailer, hit me up. We have one for sale, and that we're keeping one of the semis, but we have a truck for sale right now. So anybody reach out to Mike or reach out to me, find me on Facebook. We're going to be offering that very soon.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is a pretty cool idea I'd never thought of from Danny. Should plan a drag and drive from summit to summit.
I think more like a cannonball would be more fun. Do the summit triangle. You do Ohio, Dallas, and
Danny, it would depend on which summit to summit you're talking about. Ohio to Georgia, okay. Ohio to Texas, man, that's a haul. But I love the idea. That's a great idea.
Yeah, Ohio to Arizona. Let's just go. I mean, if you're going to do it, spend a month.
Well, you guys got 2 trucks now, so it sounds like you need Mike and I to drive one of them across country.
Better be careful what you wish for, buddy.
Mike's rode with us before.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I love, man, it was so funny. I'll just tell the story real quick. Those guys, I know they had to be tired of me. Every time we'd get in that thing, I would instantly go to sleep. I'd be back in there like, I'm going to work for just a minute. I'd do like 20, 30 minutes worth of work. And then I would lay down on the couch and be out.
And that was during Six Summer. And Kevin and I did everything we could to swerve in at potholes, make you fall off the couch. So
Yes, we did.
It never worked, man. It never worked. I was out. Yeah, that was a good time. Well, y'all, I want to talk about PRI because obviously it's here. I can't believe it already. It's crazy. You guys have one of the best locations of any booth that's probably there in the Yellow Hall, booth 4401. It's right in a doorway. So what, I want to know what cars in the booth first, because last year there was a gorgeous Camaro. What's going to be there this year?
Actually, I hate to disappoint, but there's actually not going to be a car this year.
Oh, okay.
For the first time, we're actually going to have some parts displays, some new private branded stuff. Like our
That's
new
even
intake
better, to be
manifold,
honest, because like the car takes up so much space.
It does, and I am being a car guy and knowing what guys put into these cars. I am a nervous wreck people getting around cars like that, and we don't have the room to stanchion it all properly, but no, we're excited to have parts there this time, and we're still going to do our normal thing. Come by and get your coupons, save some money. We're happy to see all our partners out there. We actually started doing this. This is our 3rd or 4th time now. Summit really never was involved with PRI because we had to kind of find our place to do it. But now we do that. And so we have sanctioning bodies, we have race teams, we have tracks that we have partnerships with. It's a great place. We only get to see these people probably once a year. Mm-hmm. And, it's a great time to do that. So a lot of good meetings, as you mentioned, talking to sponsors. The only bad thing about, and Jim will attest to this, about our event is he and I have no place to hide. Now, granted, I'm not 6'8" like he is.
Yeah.
We have no place to hide, but we're right in the front door. So it is an awesome spot.
Yeah, that's really cool. And again, you guys have a great spot. I can't wait to see the displays you guys have. And you were saying turbos and what else?
So there's a new intake manifold that our guys worked with another company to do, and it is CNC billet. It is a really nice piece. It is
LS.
Yeah, the LS platform 2-piece. I'm not going to give you the exact number, but it has been tested to stupid amount of boost, more than anybody will ever make. And there's actually in the works another top that you'll be able to add a burst panel as well for it.
Oh,
So
wow.
come by the booth, check it out. It's a nice piece. We just some of the odds and ends of our private label stuff that's race related. Some turbos, our turbo manifolds.
One of our some interior accessories. We got a bunch of the billet buttons, steering wheel.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of race related stuff.
I was impressed with the nitrous bottle bracket. That was a very nice
It
piece.
is. It's a very nice billet piece as well. So yeah, come by 4401, check it out, talk to us. Come by and tell me your drag and drive story.
Yeah,
Is-
please do.
Is that intake manifold? Is that on the website already?
It is, yes.
Yes.
Pretty sure before I ordered the one that I just ordered, I was looking at that and it looks very nice.
Yeah.
It's a nice piece. Actually, it was nice enough that we put 2 manifolds on there, and we actually disassembled one, so you see the full inner workings of it,
how the
individual
runners attach. Yeah, it's
Yeah, so it's a very thorough display. So definitely stop by and enjoy it.
Very cool. All right, I know this is Mike's favorite question out of everything we're going to ask. So, what is your guys' racer or celebrity that you're excited to see?
oh man, that I actually don't. There's so many good friends there that I'm excited to see all of them. I know this is going to roll into another question you're going to ask here shortly, but we're going to have Alex Taylor in the booth on Friday. We're going to have he hasn't done a drag and drive yet, so we need to gang up on him. But he has a car or a truck. Clay Milliken's going to be in the booth. An OG drag and driver, Jeff Lutz, is going to be there, and the brand new reigning Top Fuel World Champion Antron Brown will be there. Those 3 guys will be there on Saturday. So
How cool.
That's a lineup.
but I've been in the industry way too long. But I have a lot of friends, and as we said, we've all kind of gone our different ways from different companies and sanctioning bodies, and you kind of lose touch with people. So this PRI for me is the opportunity to see some of these people and actually talk to them for that once a year thing. So I'm looking forward to seeing everybody.
That's awesome. And then we know what you'll be doing Thursday morning, but let's go ahead and talk about some PRI stuff here real quick. PRI Drag and Drive Awards presented by Summit Racing, December 12th, 11 a.m., room 241. If you haven't heard me screaming it from the rooftops, I'm going to put it right here on the screen for all you guys too. But I want to go through Drag and Drive Awards. We're going to do the top 3, quarter mile national event racers, top 3 averages. Dude, Brett LaSala, Bryant Goldstone, who actually holds number 2, 3, and 4, and Stefan Gustafson. So the top 3 racers, which are what we care about in a lot of our stats, is the race. So we're going to award those 3. We're going to award the top 3 8th mile guys, which this is kind of a cool deal. Shane Probst out of Redwood Rally won that one on a 275 tire. And then the number 2 and 3 8th mile racers were on a 235 tire at Sick Weekend Rally Radio.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
those
Dude,
guys doing that with that
nuts.
small tire is insane.
Yeah, 460s for Matt Moore in second place, and then I think 470 something average for Sheldon Root in third. So those, and then I'm going to make an announcement right here that we haven't told anybody else anywhere else, but the quickest 235 8th mile, that is also another trophy that is going out for Matt Moore, who is also second in the 8th mile national stuff with a 468 at 6 weeks. So he's getting 2 trophies for the same event. So pretty awesome.
Yeah,
So we
that's
figured-
sweet.
Yeah, a lot of last year we had Goldstone took the number 1 spot in the 8th mile stuff because he's on a big tire. So we thought, man, we'll do a 235 tire trophy, Yeah. So same guy gets it. Matt gets to. He's second and first in the 235. So pretty cool.
Bad man.
Just crazy car.
And not only that, we're going to have more than 20 awards that's going to be given out at the show. So there's all kinds of awards that we'll be handing out. So it's going to be a good time.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm excited. We've been going through who gets what, toughest roadside. That's going to be a hard one. 47 competitors. We're going to talk about that with Eric Grillo from Molly here in a minute. And man, it's wild. Last year, last bit of topic here, you were on with us for the PRI podcast. We got an opportunity to do that again. We're going to be obviously on Saturday. So we're going to live stream it right here where everybody's watching this. We're going to live stream it there, but then it'll also be on PRI's, their accounts and all that kind of stuff as well. And I messaged Jay Blanchard, and he's going to be on with us. So it'll be me and you and Eric and Jay Blanchard at least. And I'm going to see if we can get Goldstone to sneak in there too.
And how many hours do we get to do this?
Right. They give us an hour. I'm like, can we get 2 please?
That you had a room full of talkers. So that'd be a good time. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm excited about that one. That's going to be a good one. And, Eric and I were talking before this, and I'm sure you guys have the same thing, but we're so busy. Like we have meetings 2 of the mornings at like 7:30 with potential sponsors. We have, stuff we've got to run around and do all day, live streaming from sponsor booths and the award show and all that kind of stuff. Like PRI is crazy. It's like a real job. Intern Chris. Yeah. We need Chris back. Oh yeah. Jim had made a comment on one of the posts earlier about this and said that, why didn't we have Chris on? I said, Chris needs to host his own show. He just, he needs like a intern Chris show.
There you go.
The reality TV shows, when they have that one guy with the 5-second buzzer doing the beats, we'd all 3 have buttons if Chris had a show. So.
That's awesome. Yeah, big shout out to Chris. He drove Eric and rode with Eric whenever I had to leave Drag Week early, and when he wasn't driving and I was driving, him and Eric were getting shots and shooting rollers, and he was manning a camera and all that kind of stuff. We really put him to work. I think he thought he was just going to hang out, but we didn't let him do that at all.
Hey, Chuck.
He said no one would watch it. Yeah,
I have to tell you that Chris was actually more productive with you guys than he actually is at his real job here with Summit. So what, did you guys feed him better or what?
No, I don't think we fed him at all. We had Waffle House one night, and I think he was like, okay, I'm done with these guys.
Yeah, you seen in the video, he didn't even sit with us when we were taking our break and eating at the Red Hot's hot dog.
Yeah, he gone.
I want to thank him. He sent me that picture. I missed it in the video the first time, so if it wasn't for him sending me that screenshot, I wouldn't have saw that.
We kid him a lot, but he's part of our group, and he and I, we have some really good Drag Week stories that this guy's gone far and beyond what a co-pilot could do, and it was he does a great job for us as well. We're happy to be part of our group, so. I mess with him quite a bit because it's fun.
It is fun.
But
yeah, he dishes too.
It's not undeserved.
Oh yeah, he's 100% a disher. So.
Yeah, I don't think he'll ever live the intern name down though.
No.
That is for sure. Well, guys, what haven't we talked about? What else? What do we need to add? We got a few more minutes here.
We're really excited about the Drag and Drive Awards. That you guys have done a great job in with being more inclusive and Drag and Drive as a whole is a hard thing to wrap your head around and try to pick a top 10, a top whatever, because it is so broad. But you guys have done a great job, and 20-something awards this year is fantastic. And, my hat's off to Mr. Goldstone. I guess I can say that officially now.
Yep.
2 years in a row. He and his guys, they flat killed it this year. They had more trials and tribulations than most. And I made a comment on a post they put up the other night. So that's why you guys are world champions, because you work hard. So many people do. Chuck Stefanski chimed in here a minute ago. That guy, he kills it. And he, I don't want to go into too many details, but his shop had a very catastrophic fire this year, and the fact that he was able to keep race cars going, him and Rick and those guys, they killed it too. So there's so many people out there that do that, and to win the championship more than once, especially back to back, is awesome. And Summit as a company is very proud to be involved with this. It is something new. It's still growing. As time goes on, it's going to become more prestigious. And if you guys don't know about it, hit the website, check it out, talk to one of us. It's an awesome thing for just going to a championship you could win by doing something you love.
Right.
Yeah, 100%. And that's been our whole goal the entire time, is to how do we bridge these events? How do we make these make sense? And point series people are allowed, they want to chase that stuff. They want to, one, it was truly, how do we get people to do maybe one more event than they were going to? And so we've seen a lot of people do 3 events this year. We've seen a lot of 4 event contenders, and then Goldstone does 5. Now for the points championship, you can only take your top 3, and that dude just absolutely knocked it out of the park. Got I'll say this in the award show too. The only way he could have gotten more points is if he had ran a 5-second average. That's the only way he could have gotten more points, and nobody's ever done that. So to tell people how just freaking badass it was that he did that is awesome.
Yeah, and in these awards, like, it doesn't cost you anything. Like, we're going to do these point series, and all you're doing is going to your event. So, like, there's nothing extra that you have to do. We're putting this all together because it's what we enjoy doing.
Yeah. And again, as time goes, this will become more. What's crazy to me, we start looking at numbers of entries. I mean, 4,500 racers this year. Crazy when you start thinking about that. More than 2,700 like week-long competitors. Crazy when you start doing the math on what that takes, and that's why the series, or the whole motorsport, is going to continue to grow.
You one of the shows a few weeks ago, you threw some stats out that really, really impressed me, because some of the numbers you threw out as far as unique racers and the amount of tracks visited, man, that's starting to surpass some of the major sanctioning bodies.
Yeah,
as far as their events, and that's us as a community should be very proud of that.
Well, and you talk about 97 racetracks visited in 2024. That's huge. That's really, really big. I mean, that is, I don't know how a lot of other tracks do their stuff. I know that Tulsa has a couple different ways that people can do their promotion, and it only helps those tracks for racers and promoters and spectators to come in on a Tuesday morning or afternoon. That only helps the track. There's no way around it. It helps the community because everybody's spending money at a hotel that's close. Everybody's eating somewhere close. Everybody is spending money at the track. Hopefully they're buying merch at the track. They're getting all these extra parts and pieces. They're getting their cars ready. They're spending money at all the places. It would be awesome to do a economic impact test on what Drag and Drive does for the entire automotive community.
Sure.
Yeah, because
it's not.
It's not just burnout. It's not just race tires. It's street tires. It's brakes, because you're worried you're going to go through a set of brakes in the season if you do 3 events.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyways, last shout out real quick to Bryant Goldstone. I mean, we haven't made that kind of official announcement yet, but there's nobody that was even remotely close to that dude, and he did 4 events and destroyed the car each event and fixed it. There wasn't anything easy about this year for him at all.
No, they definitely worked their tails off, and we kind of watched them change the transmission at National Trails the last day, and those guys have it so down pat. It wasn't like a mad trash. They knew where everything was. They got it out. They put it in. Everything was very well orchestrated. Nobody was rushed, killing each other, and then still got up there and made the pass to seal the deal for that one. So and there's a lot of good teams out there. Yeah, a lot of good teams that are able to do that and have their program together. Me, not so much. But
well, you got too many events to attend to bust off and do 3 big.
We're
events.
definitely having a ball doing it. We, I know you're about out of time with us, but we brand new truck this year. We about 6 months built the thing. It made 2 passes kind of before we put it in the box and headed to drag week. And so plan is to finish up a few details that we didn't get squared away. Finally wrestle Chuck into a dyno someplace somewhere that he's kind of got his feet going in the right direction again since the fire. And we're going to spend some time on the dyno and learn some more about this thing and hopefully even have some color on it this time. So,
it's all one color.
It is a color. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
we
it's
had
the
a ball
same
with it.
color. It's the same color as my Fox body.
Yeah.
They have the same paint job on them.
You know,
Uh,
some are murdered out black. That one's slaughtered out black.
real quick, I want to answer Casey here. It says, when will regional events get added to the awards? We do actually present a number one regional quarter mile and number one regional eighth mile event. Competitor, whoever had the best ET over those events. And again, regional events are very difficult for us because there's so many different
Varieties.
varieties, and then I'm trying format is the word I'm looking for, because you have some that are heads up only, you have some that like heads up hustle that runs 2 days of average, and that puts you in the elimination bracket. And there's very few as of right now that run what we would consider a traditional style, which is the drag race to get your best time, drive somewhere, drag race again, and have that drive be at least 85, 100 miles, something like that. It's not really set in stone on the mileage, but it's got to be. It can't be a true street drive. So regional events, as they begin to kind of adopt the more traditional hot rod drag week format, we'll begin to add that. There's just not a ton of those around that did that this year. Everybody wants to create a longer true street drag and drive essentially for their regional event. So anyways, I just wanted to answer that. I saw that come through, and it's coming. It's on the way, I promise. Anyways, all right. Well, y'all, listen, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. We don't have you on here enough, so we need to plan for this more. I'm going to set reminders on my phone after this of like, we need to do this like maybe quarterly or more, just to kind of keep up with you guys and see what's going on. I'd like to maybe hear some more stuff of Kevin's Monza and Alex Panthers here, Grand Marquis, Crown Vic.
Grand Marquis.
Yep, love to hear some stories about that, and we just couldn't do that in this 1 hour.
So real quick, we talk about new events, and I totally left out. I don't want Matt mad at me. You will see a summit truck at Rocky Mountain Mega this year.
Yes,
So,
that is huge. Yep.
We're happy to be a part of that deal. So that'll be new for us this year, and Matt and June do a great job with that event. I think he's totally insane doing the Mega Week double event. But you know what? We're going to be there. We're going to support it. We're going to help some people out. So.
Yeah. So the question is that going to be a good spot for both trucks?
No,
like they're just following each other.
We're going to kind of split the middle of the day,
Yeah.
So try to catch both groups. So that
Well, and the cool thing is, we're going to be in Texas. So if anything came up on day 1 or 2, you could hit the Arlington store and restock and then be out again.
Yep.
So it's coming.
Yeah.
All right. Well, y'all, thank you so much again. I appreciate you guys coming on.
Yeah.
no,
Thank you.
absolutely. Thank you guys. Thanks for everything you do.
Absolutely.
We will see you in 1 week.
Yes, sir.
Bring it on. Real quick, are y'all going to be there Wednesday?
Yes,
You
because we're doing the karting thing.
Oh yeah, but I think that's Thursday night.
That is
Pretty
Thursday
sure
night. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
Wednesday set up.
yeah.
I will be there mid-morning Wednesday. Yeah.
All right, cool. Yep, I'll see you then. We'll come by. We'll get our booth set up and then come by. Booth 4904 right here for Drag Driver Pete. Booth 4401 for Summit, and we'll see you
sir.
next week.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Yep.
Thank
See ya.
you. See you, dude. How fun, man.
Yeah.
we need those guys on more often.
Oh yeah. There's
We gotta
plenty of
get
stories.
Kevin out of his shell a little bit, get him talking some more, and tell him more stories. Maybe we just have Kevin on.
Yeah, they've got all kinds of cool stories, especially getting to do all these different events and seeing a lot of different things. So
But just want to say, guys, thank you so much again for being our race car friends. Y'all, we can't do this without you. You truly are. You're part of this puzzle that we're putting together right here. You're riding this rocket ship that we're on, man. It's a learning adventure every day, and I appreciate you guys for all that you do for us. We appreciate that, and just hit the share button as we move on here. I want to say thanks to our sponsors. Without them, we can't do this. I mean, there's just no way around that. We can't do it without Summit Racing, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Car Chains 3D, WAF Racing, Performa Built Transmissions, J-Wire Solutions, Howard's Can, Sweet Patina, Power Tube TV, and Racing Junk Classifieds. Y'all, it takes a village to do this and do what we've been doing. And so we just want to say, if you're spending money, please do it with one of those companies. Please we would appreciate that. And the gentleman's agreement, here's the deal. We work our butts off doing this. I know I do. I know Eric does. Part of the gentleman's agreement is we're going to keep doing this, but we need you guys to hit that follow and or subscribe button. Wherever you're watching this, just do that. Hit that right now. If you're not already doing that, come on, let's get to it. We want to be as close to 10,000 by the end of the year on YouTube as possible. So if you're not following us there, jump over there, Drag Driver Pete on YouTube, and hit that subscribe button. PowerTube TV is a huge partner of ours. We love those guys. Ray and the team at PowerTube are awesome. They allow us to post exclusive content over there through their content creator development program, which we've been a part of all year. I think we've posted 50 episodes over there that play also on the app that they have, which you can watch on your TV, which is usually my go-to if I'm home during the day. We post, have that on playing in the background. They do a ton of podcast stuff. They do a lot of old shows or vintage shows or fun stuff like Pastimes and Pinks, which are getting new runs for 2025. And then they also have a ton of exclusive stuff from content creators like us. So it's pretty awesome. They're going to be at PRI booth 7086. It's going to be a huge thing. 10 by 50, dude. 10 by 50. They're debuting a new car they're going to be giving away, and we're talking to a ton of content creators on Saturday morning that are going to be we're going to be live on Saturday with PowerTube talking about all the stuff at PRI. So we're going to be introduced to a lot of other content creators and everything like that. So
like this show? Want more? Then head to WatchPTTV.com, the new 100% free PowerTube TV streaming network. Home of the best classic and new motorsports racing and build shows on the web.